It's Thursday. It's 5 o'clock. It means it's five midfield. I'm Gav Mack, and that's Stephen Buck. How are you, Bucko?
I'm very good, mate. How are you?
I'm all right, mate. I heard you grew a year older this week.
Yeah, but none the wiser.
Yeah. So what's that making now? 52?
64.
64. My bad. My
Yeah,
bad.
yeah.
My bad.
I'm
Don't look at
almost as old, I think, as Teddy Sheringham.
Not quite, but you're nearly there. You're nearly there. Anyway, it's episode 26 of Five Midfield, the top five list. And this week we have experienced transfer deadline day. And we all know about panic buys. We also know about some really, really good signings, like Thomas Partey, for one, on transfer deadline day. Now, not every transfer deadline day is very, very good. And some are absolutely hideous. So we're going to rattle through those. But before we do, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, www.youtube.com/2uptop football. You can also search us on all social media at 2uptopfootball across everything. And did you know if you put 2uptop into Google, our name comes up first? Winner. All the details are going on the bottom of the screen right about now. Lovely stuff. Right then, okay. Transfers, some of the worst ever on transfer deadline day. Buck, do you want to kick us off?
Well, we talk about the flops and the panic buying, and you have to look no further than Manchester City. I mean, I could rattle off a dozen from Manchester City that have been horrendous transfers. Maicon, not great. Benjani, not great. But I'm going to kick us off with Owen Hargreaves.
Oh, Owen Hargreaves.
Yeah, so back when Owen Hargreaves obviously got signed up on the back of some impressive performances over in the Bundesliga by Manchester United, had a terrible, terrible time, ravaged with injury, but then got released. And on the same season, on transfer deadline day, Man City went, don't worry, we could sort him out.
Oh, we'll have him.
And he played one game and then got released on a free transfer again.
Bad football. I never rated him, if I'm honest. Never saw the allure.
I didn't get it either, but was it Sven-Göran Eriksson that was playing for England? Yeah, absolutely loved him.
Yeah. I think he had one good game for England and one really good game for Man United. Incidentally, against Arsenal as well. That one game that he had, that was really, really good. Who's your number 4?
So a name which a lot of people probably wouldn't recognise, and rightly so when we explain why, which was Papi Djilobodji.
Oh, good pronunciation there, son.
Oh, it's desperate. I'm desperately trying, mate. Desperately trying. So he was signed over by Chelsea, I think it was one of the last signings under the Jose Mourinho era. Come over, and he played a grand total of 1 minute.
Oh, good effort. Good effort.
So that's a solid career. I think he's done really, really well. 1 minute of football for Chelsea, which is still 1 minute more than the vast majority of their youth academy.
Yeah, 1 more minute than me as well. So who's number 3?
I picked your club, I'm afraid, for number 3, and I went for the Kim Kallstrom effect. Signed on loan. At the time, he had a break in his back. And Arsene Wenger went, don't worry, son, transfer's still on. Pop over, we'll put you through the medical. Yeah, no, he's definitely got a broken back. Nah, it's fine. We'll just sign him. He'll be okay.
He's one of the most random signings ever to come out of Arsenal, to be fair, because it's also a position that Arsenal didn't actually need to strengthen in at that point. So I don't actually know the reason behind that. I think if he was from the Middle East or something, or the Far East, I'd understand it for commercial purposes. Yeah. But it's not like we needed to really build our platform in Scandinavia. So no. Random.
I don't get it. I don't get it. Most Arsenal fans don't get it either. But at the time, Arsene Wenger got it for whatever he was on.
Poor bugger. Who's number 2?
Number 2, I went for El Tigre, old Radamel Falcao.
Oh, man, I actually felt really, really sorry for him because he's been knocking goals in left, right, centre, all over the place.
He spent years absolutely smashing goals in. And then he turned up at United, and an entire season, I think he scored 4 goals. And then he went to Chelsea, and he scored 1.
I don't understand why Chelsea bought him either. But
I think it's that same effect. Oh, United must have ruined him. It's the Owen Hargreaves side of things. Oh, no, United couldn't do it, but we're much better than United. We can rescue his goal scoring situations, which, by the way, Chelsea fans have not got a great record when it comes to transfer deadline day or strikers either. Not if you think about Fernando Torres. But
there you go.
okay, we'll let him have it. So El Tigre is number 2.
Okay, which leaves at number 1.
Oh, there can only be one winner. And it has to be the panic buy and square peg in a round hole that was Andy Carroll's move to Liverpool.
Oh, God, that really didn't work for him, did it? Poor bugger.
No. It was a disastrous thing. Signed at the same time as Luis Suarez. So they got one right.
Yeah.
But the other one, what a horrendous waste of money it was. And at the time when it was signed, 30-odd million pounds was a lot of money. It wasn't like it is now. We bandish around 35 million on a kid, whereas 35 million back then was big bucks. And he wasn't coming as an unknown. He was coming in on the back of a very good season for Newcastle.
Half season.
Been there, he'd done it, half season. But he'd been there, he was showing progress, he was scoring goals. So actually there was a degree of, okay, he could go and do it at Liverpool. I don't think the setup was right for him at Liverpool anyway, in the way they played. I don't think the style was right for him, and it was never going to work. Certainly having Roy Hodgson as manager was never going to work. But what a disastrous of a deadline day deal if you're a Liverpool fan.
Andy Carroll, right? He had about half a season or so at Newcastle, the season that they went down, and was really good. Like, it was a breakthrough season. And then he then stayed in the Championship season and was knocking goals in. And that first half of the season, when he was at Newcastle before he went to Liverpool, was brilliant. So I understand the reasoning behind it, but I'm with you. I don't see why they would sign him for that amount of money. That's a panic buy and a half.
100% it's a panic buy.
All right. Now I'm going to do my top 5, and I've got Andy Carroll as well. And I got him at number 5. And it was the free transfer that he made going back to Newcastle. I understand why they did it. Maybe if he comes home, he might be able to do something. But have they not seen his record over the years? Not just goal scoring, but in terms of injury as well. I don't understand the reason behind that move.
Bad. I don't actually understand why his injury record is so bad. Surely as a club you would have adapted, or there's something you could do. And I always go back to the whole Ledley King thing at Spurs. If you can keep a guy moving game to game through swimming or whatever they were doing at the time to keep him active, how have you got a player like Andy Carroll and you've not been able to adapt your coaching methods, your physio, your recovery, your nutritional information to get him on a pitch on a more regular basis, when actually, particularly with West Ham, you needed him? Why haven't you done anything about it?
His word is. So he's my number 5. At number 4, I've gone with one of your lot as well. Hossam Ghali.
I like Hossam Ghali. I didn't like him when he chucked his shirt on the ground.
Yeah, he moved from Feyenoord to Tottenham for 2.7 million in 2006.
Which was bargain.
I think he's one of those sort of players that if you support that club, you want to. You stand by him because he's one of your players. But on the grand scheme of it, he wasn't very good. And once again, a situation where they've bought a player in a position where they needed to strengthen in terms of the quality that was there. He didn't add quality. He probably took quality away and was a pretty poor player.
Yeah, I think he was a squaddy at best. But the shirt throwing didn't do him any favours. That was the Martin Jol era, I think it was.
Yeah, Martin Jol time.
I can remember, sidetracking slightly, do you remember the 4-4 draw with Aston Villa?
Yes, I do actually, yeah.
Oh my God. So I went to that game, and to come out of that game, this is standard Spurs fan kind of thing, to come out of that game with a point and you're celebrating like you've won, that's kind of our problem, really, as Spurs fans.
Villa were a good side at that point, though, weren't they? So, to get something out of it, but no, on the grand scheme of it, you shouldn't be celebrating a draw in that manner. Number 3, I've gone with Afonso Alves. He went from Heerenveen to Middlesbrough for 15.3 million in 2008.
Huge money back then. Huge
Well,
money.
I sort of understand it. And the reason why, he scored 45 goals in 39 games for Heerenveen, including 7 goals in one particular game for Heerenveen against Heracles. Now, I see the number of goals going in, but let's be honest, the Dutch league isn't the strongest league. And he came over and he wasn't very good. He scored on his debut against Man United, fair play. He also scored a hat-trick in an 8-1 drubbing of Manchester City just before the money came in. But that's all he did. And 2008, 15 million is a lot of money. That's a good 60 mil nowadays. So,
easy.
Yeah, flop. Terrible, terrible stuff. Number 2, I want to know who his agent is. And that is Eric Matson Choupo-Moting. He has just left PSG, Champions League finalists, to join Bayern Munich, Champions League winners. How? This is the guy that got relegated with Stoke. And he's gone on to make some power moves. You know, I could have put Martin Braithwaite in there as well, but Martin Braithwaite wasn't a transfer deadline day deal. However, on transfer deadline day, Martin Braithwaite did acquire the number 9 shirt for Barcelona and puts himself in the realm of other legends like Ronaldo and Suarez. And there he is, there. So, Jesus Christ. Yeah, number 1, I've stayed at home with this, and that is
Andre Santos.
from Fenerbahce to Arsenal, 2011. Bad. Now, this is the guy.
He was really bad.
He's a left back who has no defensive idea of life. You know, just basic standard defending. Now, I was actually...
He is Brazilian.
Yes, I agree.
They don't technically understand defending. They understand that they're all strikers, but they all have to call themselves different positions to get on a pitch.
Yes, they do. And I think he was down as an attacking midfielder. It's like, oh, well, we haven't got anyone to play left back. Oh, Andre, can you pop in there? And I was like, yeah, right. He was dog. I almost swore. He was dog. Let's put it that way. He was dog. And how he stayed at Arsenal for so long is beyond me, let alone the amount of games. Now, there's another position that at the time, you know, I'm not saying Kieran Gibbs was a great defender, but he was miles, streets ahead of Andre Santos. Yet, he would then play over Kieran Gibbs. And that confused me a lot because, yeah, absolutely toilet player. Absolutely toilet. Santos, Dev says, thanks for watching, Dev. And the most fraudulent Brazilian of all time. I would say he's the second fraudulent Brazilian of all time behind Pele. Am I still there?
Oh, Gav, you can't say that, mate.
Can you still...
Pele is not a fraud. We can't go back to where we left this off a few weeks ago.
Pele is a fraud, but
Pele's not a fraud. Pele is a legend.
My camera's gone, but I'm still here. However, that is it for us today. If you've got any ideas on for a top 5, by all means, get in contact at Top Football on all social media. Oh, there I am. At Top Football on all social media. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel, www.youtube.com/Top Football. You can download Soccer Manager 2021. It's available on the App Store and on Google Play. And did you know if you put Top into Google, our name comes up first? Thank you for myself, Gav Mack, and that's Steve Buck, and goodbye.